And welcome back to Journal of the Scots. It is an Advent calendar Star Wars wrap up here. I did week 1, 2, 3. No need for a week 4. You get the drill. Let's wrap this up and try to do this as quick as I can and give my overview on this. So, just again, a quick few things. This is the 2021 calendar, Mandalorian themed. It has a significant amount of parts, 335. So for $40 retail, that's generally a little bit on the low side. But again, with having a lot of figures, this generally does have under 400 pieces. But again, $40. Rumor has it that this might be the last $40 Advent calendar. I think if they were to go to uh, $45, they better step up their game. This is not in one of my top Advent calendars to date, and we'll get to why in a moment. Um, Overall, this is now discontinued, so there may be some out there. Check your clearance. I think the clearance season in Target, Walmart, a few others, Costco you might be able to snag one of these at a discount. And I feel like the value for this comes in just below that $40 threshold based on the figures that were given. So let's jump into that. There weren't really too much in the realm of exclusive minifigures. Since it was Mandalorian, let's just kick it off. Here we go. Mandalorian himself. That is a nice figure. If I can get it to focus, there we go. He basically just has that little scarf, so it's nothing too crazy. He did have a carrier for Grogu, but just that little scarf kind of made him, in season, I should say, if I can get anything out today. So it's okay. Not like the greatest. It's not quite like a couple years ago where we had, or actually last year where we had Poe and Darth Vader and everybody in really cute sweaters. Then you had Grogu, which is probably the highlight of this entire. So they had one day where it's just the pod, and then one day where you got Grogu himself. There we go. And it's super cute. This is, I mean, why couldn't they have done like a full sweater for him? I don't know. That's the misses, I think, in this particular one. That like Grogu was great with the little carrier, Christmas carrier. That's fantastic. And then you have him in Beskar, not even full Beskar armor. I don't know. It's only okay. Then I guess, and I appreciate this. Now there's some folks that I think this was one figure short, although, again, IG-11 counts. And I suppose, let's see here, we have three, how many figures? Three, so it's six. Normally we get about 7 figures, so that's kind of a miss. And if you have the droids and stuff like that, and even Grogu, is that really a full figure? I don't know. This is so weak in terms of figures. Although I really like getting a normal Stormtrooper, First Order Stormtrooper. I love getting a Tusken Raider. Build your Tusken Raider army, and then, crazy part is I have plenty of Stormtroopers. This is my first Scout Trooper in my collection. Crazy as that sounds, there's a good look at him. It's just such a great print. So this guy is worth the price of admission to me. And then getting another Stormtrooper, another Tusken Raider. I love that. I feel like instead of a build, like they could have done without maybe one of the weapon racks or, one of these dumb TIE fighters. They could have done something along those lines, gotten rid of that. Added in a figure, and this would have gone from good to great. Getting a side character that we normally wouldn't, see would make this a very, very exclusive, sought after thing. I really don't think this was in super high demand. The other part was that look at these targets is probably the worst inclusion on any kind of advent calendar that I've ever seen. You basically, there's like no building technique. in that. So I get it for kids. That was probably a fun little inclusion. The X-Wing and TIE Fighter, it's like we could do without that. Yes, they were in The Mandalorian. Not really prominently featured, so I could have done without that. Normally, I do like weapon racks, but again, there's three of them in here. So this these are actually okay because you get the gaffy stick. Um, this is, has some function, which is kind of neat. At least looks cool, so that's fun. And you get, two big rifles. Gaffy stick, I like kind of the texturing. Boy, I can't do anything right. I do like this little. It's pretty basic. Doesn't look like much from the bottom, but I do like that speeder bike, the clone trooper. And then the funny part was almost everybody's like, "What the heck ship was this?" This was actually in season 2. It lasted all of 30 seconds before the Razor Crest blew it out of the water, although the Razor Crest took some damage in the process. Um, some builds I really do like. This Imperial Troop Transport Marauder is really a nice. That's a very unique build. The Slave One or Boba Fett Starship is not a bad inclusion as well. I thought this was great technique. So I think these are okay. The other one that's really good is that speeder in the beginning. This is a really cool parts usage and color. So I really do like this one. Moff Gideon's light cruiser. It's also a really nice, unique build. And then we conclude with the little sleigh that's kind of random, but it is an advent calendar. It is the season. So that's what you get. Oh, and I forgot, this is also a really cool build. The whole uh, the scorpion crossbow. So to fight the Krat Dragon, although these things aren't very effective against it. So I don't know what the Tusken Raiders were thinking. One thing, and so I'll point over here, I was starting to sort these out. Here I'll bring it over. There are these spare parts. I was almost overwhelmed with how many spare parts there were. I think these were all from this set, although maybe there's a couple mixed in from other advents, but there was just a ton. I'll move the camera over. Just a ton of spare parts, so it's just intense. So there were quite a bit of stuff included. All in all, I really, let's see, if I value this, I mean, I'm looking at about $20 in figures, give or take. The pieces, I don't know, maybe $10 in pieces. This one really doesn't get past $35 in my opinion in terms of part usage and demand for the figures. These are just too common. So this one may be in demand a little bit, but I feel like it's missing a figure. If they would have switched out like a TIE fighter, or what the heck, dude? This? What the I didn't even talk about this. They could have just gotten rid of that, or they could have gotten rid of the targets, put in one more figure, and I feel like this is complete. I don't know, something is missing in this advent calendar series. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm pretty sure including a side character, really, one where they could have, instead of Mando with that stupid scarf, they could have given us the Marshal with the scarf. That would have been incredible. I think people would have gone nutty over this pack. Then they could have put Mando in like it's like a eggnog sweater or with blue milk foaming at the, underneath or something. Just do something crazy and people would have been like, wow, this is next level. So I think this one's just okay. I personally still like it because I get to build my army, and I'm a fan of building my army. The parts, there's some good ones in there, but it's nothing like earth-shattering. Lots and lots and lots of small parts. So this one, I'm going to put in the good, but I'm not going to call it great. So that said, thanks for joining me on this Advent calendar review for 2021 Star Wars, and let's hope that either A, Lego, if they do make it $45, makes sure to give us some exclusive figures that we just want, like maybe an all clone Advent calendar or a Bad Batch one with lots of fun characters. I'm down. I'm down for it. If you want to make it 45, go ahead. Otherwise, if it's $40, let's make it worth our while. Let's not put in these targets. I don't know. I'm sick of these TIE fighters and X-wings. Like I really don't want to see these anymore. Um, and just keep I don't know. Some of them, the rest of them, they're not bad. It's okay. But with that, those were the thoughts. A little confusing on this one. I know I rambled on a little bit, but I'll catch you next year for Lego Star Wars Advent season. May the Force be with you.